Welcome back. I'm going to be talking, this is my full review of the OD-200 by Boss, and I played with it for about an hour yesterday, and this first part I'm just going to talk about my impressions and how much I enjoyed it, and then I'm going to have a timestamp around here somewhere where I will give you the timestamp for the audio demos. It's going to be really short. I'm paused in the middle of a NYPD Blue binge marathon session, so I'll keep it short. So let's look at it. Okay, so this is the Boss OD-200, and I think it was like $250, and it sits in this niche. It's not as scaled up as high as a 500 series, so this fits in the same sort of category with the delay and the reverb that came out. They are basically cut down versions of the it's the delay and the modulation pedals. They have a DD500 and MD500, and basically what they did was they removed all of the extra knobs and buttons and MIDI and all that good stuff, so that they could give you a pedal that was cheaper. So I think the reason they did a 200 and not a 500 of this is because it's a distortion pedal. So there aren't as many parameters in distortion as there are with, modulation or like reverb or delays. You have a lot of different parameters you can kind of dial in there. And so it didn't really lend itself to a larger format. And I think that's perfectly fine. When I first put it together, there are these rubber feet on the bottom. It comes with 4. I immediately peeled, it's the 3M adhesive on the backs of them, like, Velcro. And so I immediately peeled that off the first foot I did, and so I couldn't use it. So I've got 3 instead of 4. But I played it for an hour, and I really enjoyed it. It's got 12 different distortions, and I mean, they're distortions, so they all kind of sound the same, but there are some differences, and you can kind of tweak you've got a little EQ control and some other parameters, and you can use it with a boost on top of it. The main thing that stuck out to me when I was working with it is they have a really interesting MIDI implementation. So if you hold down the memory and the parameters buttons, it takes you into the menu, and you basically can assign any CC number you want to be received to parameters, and you can also do the same thing to sending out parameters. And I've never seen a piece of MIDI gear that could do that, where you would say, all right, I want CC 17 to be this parameter, and then I also want to accept CC messages on 17 for this parameter. So it's very customizable in that sense, and I'm really excited about that. I plugged in Novation Launchpad MIDI cable, and of course it didn't work. So I ordered a $5 Make Noise MIDI cable, and I'm probably just going to, after I make sure it works, I'm just going to have it plugged into the in port, and I'll probably just tape it on the side so it doesn't ever remove from there, and then I'll just be controlling it through my DAW and my audio interface MIDI to control the parameters and things. So that's it. I really enjoyed it. I will probably use it on a lot of things I use. And musically, I'm going to be using it a lot. And I mean, it's for people that want to play rock and roll. So there's not too much to complain about here. You turn it on, you plug in a guitar or whatever, and it sounds distorted. So good job, Boss. Tell me, how are you spending your time? Tell me, how are you spending your time? Tell me, how are you spending your time?